Welcome back to the 8-Bit Legacy podcast. We do not have a preamble. We're going to get right into it.
No intro. Right into it.
So yeah, AI, huh?
AI? No, we're not talking about AI.
Oh, okay.
We're not talking about AI.
Well,
I mean, are we?
No, not really.
I don't want to.
It's just because the prices are high for everything. Yeah. Xbox's prices just went up.
Yeah, let's label it that though. Let's avoid the hour. Let's just say shit is expensive. Shit is expensive.
Inflation, am I right?
Yeah.
Switch 2 still increasing in what, September? Is that what it was, or was it August?
Yeah, so I honestly have no idea.
It's
increasing
this
though.
This coming month or two.
One of the three is increasing. Okay, let's just jump on the first one though. The big one.
So we got the Steam Machine releasing. The pricing is $1,000, right about. That does come with a controller. It looks like the controller normally separately is priced at $99, but if you get the bundle, it looks like you pay about $69 for the controller.
So they sell it console only.
They do sell it console only, yeah.
$59 or $9.30.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's kind of, I mean, I feel like part of the appeal of the Steam Machine is the CEC, where
what is that?
That's basically where you connect the HDMI from of course, HDMI. But like when you connect it to your TV, it'll turn your TV on and everything. That's when the device is turned on.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. And I think that's like a main pro for a lot of people who are pushing for the Steam Machine. They want to use it as like an actual console experience versus if you built your own PC, connected to your TV, you still got to turn on your TV, turn on your soundbar, turn on, switch this input or output.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a nuisance. I think I know a lot of people that console games still, and they may even have a PC and have Steam, and they just use it for specific PC only games.
Yeah. Because you don't get that same experience of just sitting on the couch, turning it on,
exactly.
And everything goes.
Yeah, I think that's something that's been largely missing in kind of the PC experience. And they've tried it for like the past 10 years, I would say, because I want to say about 10 years ago, Steam released some sort of home console-esque machine.
I remember it.
Then obviously the Steam Deck, I think, was kind of oriented for that a little bit, how it had the dock, you could plug it up. SteamOS is a lot more, I'd say, like user friendly.
Yep.
Kind of eliminates the PC experience.
Yep.
Which I assume this console would be running SteamOS
similar
to the
definitely.
Steam Deck. Okay. So it would look like a Steam Deck.
Yeah. One of the big things that Valve is saying too is that Valve is very consumer friendly. So if you don't want on it, you can. Are you smiling again?
You glaze Valve.
I mean, not again. I knew that look. No, but they're saying if you want to install something else. You do not have to. So even though it's kind of unique in that, even though it's considered like a home console, it's not like an Xbox or a PlayStation where like this is all you're gonna run is this operating system.
Yeah, I feel like Steam is confident enough in their product, with Steam as software and purchasing games and everything, that they know people are going to gravitate towards it anyways.
Yeah.
That they don't have to do like Sony or Nintendo and trap people in.
Yeah.
So that is a good thing, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so are there different tiers of the console that are like more powerful?
No, it's all
I could have swore I saw 4 different price options.
As far as chipset, it's all the same. It's just the storage. It's how much storage you have.
Okay.
I think there's a 512, and then there's a terabyte, and then you also have with controller or without controller.
Okay, so let's just jump straight into it. $1,000 for a Steam Machine console that comes with the controller and 512 gigs. What's your thoughts on that price?
I think it's a luxury for those who have the money for it. I'm not going to buy it.
Is it though? Because the PS5 Pro strongly outperforms it and it's cheaper.
I'm going to come from the perspective, imagine somebody already has a PS5 Pro and that they want this for like a separate room, like a media room or something, where they can play their Steam games. Like that's why I call it a luxury. I'm already assuming that they have access to some, higher end hardware. Because you're right. It's very high priced for what the specs are. And
I think it's very high priced in general. I think it's also high priced for what the specs are, so you're kind of eliminating who it appeals to. I feel like this should have been their moment to try to compete with the because that's how PC is. I feel like most gamers probably have a home console as well as a PC.
Yep.
Or they just fully do PC. I feel like a lot of those fully PC people, they don't really like the console experience necessarily. I mean, we have friends that, they've been like strong. I mean, they play everything keyboard and mouse, and then console people, I feel like it's going to be a hard sell to buy a Steam machine for $1,000 whenever the competitors are around like $600 and performing the same. Or the Switch 2 being, $450.
I think that's why I call it a luxury. I think it's for people who want it for it and not because they need a PC. Does that make sense?
I guess so, but then that's the problem with, like, if I feel like if it was $1,000 worth of hardware, then because I feel like the PS5 Pro is almost a luxury. I hate to judge the PS5 Pro's price because you can just buy the standard PS5 and get the same experience. The PS5 Pro is just like a luxury for people that, want to spend the extra money to get, top of the top. But I feel like the Steam machine isn't top of the top, though, so it's more money for a worse console hardware-wise.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if the Steam library thing at this point really holds as much weight, because in the PS4 era, I think Steam really started to shine because everything was a lot more affordable. They had constant, Steam summer sale or Steam holiday sales. Yeah. Everything would be on sale. With console at the time, I feel like that was a little bit of a rarity. It was pretty often you were just having to go out and pay $60 for games, pay for online that did nothing. But now, I mean, if you have a PS5 and you're paying for the PS Plus?
PS Plus.
You have a massive library of games to play every single month.
Even then,
they have huge sales
now too.
Yeah, Xbox with the Game Pass. So I feel like the console experience has gotten a lot better to where I just don't see a lot of value in the Steam machine being $1,000. I really think they should have tried to make it at least price matched with
the PS5
or Xbox.
Okay.
Any of them, honestly.
Now we do know that the original price range was kind of guesstimated between $600 and $800, but then obviously due to the rising costs, that's why we're at $1,000. So it would have been more competitive.
And obviously, Microsoft and Sony is just bigger companies. They can kind of eat that cost to keep the price lower. Versus Valve probably can't do it nearly as much. So it does suck. Like, I don't necessarily fault Valve for it. This probably wasn't their intention. But I think if it was their intention to make it like $700, because I think there was a rumored $300 price increase across all hardware, because I think that's what the Steam Deck went up to.
Yep.
$300 more. So assuming that would have been $700, I think as soon as they got wind that they were not going to be able to sell that for $700 and had to do $1,000, they should have just kind of abandoned it.
Here's my thing, though. I'll be honest with you. I think it's still going to sell out units, and that there's going to be a waiting list. I do believe that.
Yeah, but that depends on how many they make, though. I mean, if they only make 100,000, then there's going to be a waiting list. But I don't think they're going to do Switch or Sony numbers. Mm-hmm. I'd be surprised if they even do Xbox numbers.
I am curious to see. Because I want
to say, surprisingly, the Steam Deck's only sold like 3-4 million to this day. Yeah. But this should have a larger appeal than the Steam Deck, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think that I'm going to rephrase it and say it's a luxury niche. I feel like the type of person who already has it in their mind to buy it, whether it's $700 or $1,000, they're going to buy it.
But a lot of people just look at PC as a luxury niche because, I mean, you have these like $3,000 rigs,
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. It's a weird... I don't know.
It's a weird spot to fill.
Yeah. It is something that I really wish we had at a right price. Like, I'm not too concerned with the hardware. I would just more so, I think at a better price, it'd be a lot more of a reason to.
But I'll tell you something. I think with the appeal of it, I feel like if I was in a position right now, say I was in the same position I was like 6-7 years ago, I needed to upgrade my PC. My specs were definitely way lower than that. I think I might consider saving up and buying it if I was in that same position.
So, like, okay, what has anybody done like a comparison to what you would be able to build on average for $1,000
there's
versus
tons of
the Steam
videos.
machine?
Linus Tech Tips did a video. I think ETA Prime did a video. There's a bunch of videos.
So
online.
is it outperforming like a $1,000 PC at current market
No,
prices?
no.
It's not.
No, definitely the ones you build yourself for the same price point outperform. Is it?
Really?
Yeah. It's heavily leaning over on.
See, that's.
It's heavily leaning over on like not native rendering, like FSR upscaling. So that 60 frames 4K that they're claiming, it's heavily upscaled, not native. But again,
see, that's where I don't know. I find it weird.
But that's why I say it's a luxury. It's for those who want those little things like the automatic connection with the Steam controller and the CEC.
Yeah, but again, those that's only going to sell so much though. Sadly, 'cause
Yeah.
there's only a handful of people that are going to pay.
Well, we have a friend that it convinced pretty easy. So I mean,
of course.
And like I said, if I had the money, I probably would have. But I'm gonna save for the Steam frame.
Yeah.
Because at that price point, I can't justify getting both or even all three. I think at that point, I'm on the reserve list for the controller, but it says I'm not going to, be able to purchase it till 2027.
Mm-hmm.
So I think at that point, I'll just get the Steam frame. And I think the price point for that, they're kind of guessing it to be around like 900. I'd spend 900 for the frame. I would spend it for the frame.
Okay, so they're estimating the frame to be 900, or they've announced that?
No, it's not announced. Nothing's
Okay,
official.
okay,
It's
okay.
just kind of guessing between 800 and 900.
And what's the consensus on that? Because I'm a little out of the VR realm.
So it's really cool. So one thing it does uniquely, I don't know how many other headsets do it. It has something called foveated view, where the headset knows where you're looking. So based on where you're looking, it renders better. So everything outside of your
what you're looking at is like out of focus.
Yeah, it's less rendered. So it really it's really efficient for the processing power. I don't know how many things we've actually seen it running, but it's a standalone device.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just got announced like 10, 12 hours ago that Portal 2 is like the first official port of it. It's not going to run at the native 2160 by 2160. I mean, I don't know like the specifics of what it takes to get an old game like that running at that resolution.
What is I guess what is people's opinion on the price? The $900.
Well, I think it's kind of still up in the air considering we don't know if that's officially what it's going to be. Like I said, I think for what that is compared to what the Steam machine is, I think you're getting more something
100%,
cooler.
100%
You know what I'm saying?
more. Yeah.
Especially
I feel
people
like
already have PCs for the most part too.
$900 for the Steam frame doesn't sound outrageous to me. $1,000 for the Steam machine does sound outrageous, but the $900 Steam frame price, I really wish they would come out with a new Steam Deck.
Like a higher end model?
Or no, I'm not even going to say a higher end. Well, I guess due to current situations they can't, but
that's true.
There's obviously I think since the Steam Deck came out, there's been a lot of other handhelds come out at like a much better price point that are just like leagues better in almost every single way. I like the Thor with just how much you get for the dollar amount.
That's true.
Technically has, well, not technically, I mean, it has 4K 120 hertz OLED screens. The Odin is honestly way more sleeker, way more ergonomic. Screen looks better.
The Odin is really cool.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
I feel like there's so much, and that's what kind of makes me like a little skeptical of Valve's emphasis on, hey, these problems are out of our control, because if some random no-name company in China can do this for $400 or $500, why does it cost Steam? Why does it cost Valve $950 now to make the same hardware that they were making 5 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little confusing. Which I do know. I would assume the Odin and Thor are ARM.
Yep.
So is the Steam Deck? What is the Steam Deck hardware? I don't know.
I know that
it's not ARM though.
The frame is ARM.
Yeah. So that'll be the first thing they release that is ARM. See, I don't know why they won't make an ARM-based Steam Deck. Yeah. I feel like if they made an ARM-based Steam Deck, they could get the price down, the performance a lot better and fix a lot of the issues that the current Steam Deck has, because the current Steam Deck is just so bulky and like clunky to me.
You know what's really cool about you saying that though? It's like, you know how we have Rocknix on ARM right now as like the Steam OS. I feel like that would lend itself to getting a Steam OS on ARM fast, like an official.
Yeah, no, it is. Because they're going to start they've already started developing
that.
Oh,
because of the frame?
Yeah, because of the frame. Yeah. So we're going to get it anyway because of the frame. But yeah, we'd get it a lot quicker if they switch Steam Deck to ARM. But I feel like Steam Deck was amazing for its time, but it needs such a huge overhaul.
So and then it's not justified at its current price now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like if anything, they should have just discontinued it rather than jacking up the price $300, and they should have started focusing on a new model. Because I really think if they could accomplish what the Switch 2 accomplishes with that much more sleek build, blend of portability and docking it for the console experience, because I wouldn't compare it to the Switch 1 just because Switch 1 kind of performed really badly, but I mean the Switch 2 for $450 is performing pretty amazingly.
Yep.
And so I don't know. I wish they would kind of focus on that blend more of having something similar to the Switch where it's a portable and it's also a home console, which the Steam Deck was. But again, I feel like Steam Deck and Switch 1 is kind of similar in that regard. So I feel like they need kind of a Switch 2 counterpart. And I feel like that would justify the price for the hardware being lower. Because what's the one thing that people say about the Switch whenever they justify its price compared to its hardware? It's portable.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, I could see. And you can't really say that about the current Steam Deck. I mean, sure, it's portable, but, there's an extent to it, I guess.
It looks horrible on a TV, though.
Does it? I've never seen it docked before.
Oh, I thought you played Elden Ring
I played it handheld, though.
Okay.
I never docked it because I wanted to actually feel it as a handheld.
It looks, in my opinion, rough. And I want to say, well, the original Steam Deck, I want to say is only 720p. And then the OLED, I think, is 900p. So, I mean, just imagine what that looks like on a TV in modern day.
That's so crazy because, like, I can dock the Ally and it looks fine. It looks good.
Yeah, the Ally runs a lot better.
That's what I've been doing a lot lately.
It's a lot more powerful.
But, yeah, I see where you're getting at. I think...
it just makes me suspicious. I'm not saying that it is in their control or not in their control. It makes me a little suspicious that they're really relying on this whole, well, we can't control it, guys, Because these prices do just seem a little outrageous compared to what everybody else is selling.
Yeah, I was going to say, wouldn't you say that about all the other ones? But then again, like you said, with the PS5 Pro.
And again, the reason, like a lot of these console manufacturers will sell the hardware at a loss so that they can get you in the ecosystem of buying their games, which is where the real money is, because that requires $0 to actually physically manufacture its digital games. So imagine how many people, if they match the PS5 price, would hop onto the Steam machine and now be a Steam consumer of software. I mean, they do have a huge opportunity to kind of just take over the current console market that a lot of people are kind of upset with. I mean, like, we're not really in a golden age of home consoles. So, like, I don't know. I feel like they could have made that money back by cutting the price, selling it at a loss, and making it back on the long-term Steam sales.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because, again, they take 30% of every single game on there. They take a 30% cut.
It makes you wonder if maybe this is just kind of a little taste of what's to come. Maybe we're going to get this good stuff like a little later on, and they're just kind of testing the waters of everything. Testing the waters with the console, testing the waters with the headset, testing the waters with a controller.
Well, I do know that we can lead into something else on here. I did see that there's PS6 rumors that it's going to be around $950 to $1,000 on release,
and it'll more than likely outperform this, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, how you were saying this is kind of indicative of where we're leading to. I think it could be indicative that everything's about to be insanely priced.
Oh my gosh.
It's just hitting them first because they're coming to market during it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
What is the Switch going up to? I'm assuming just $500?
I believe so. It's currently $450, right?
Yeah.
I think it's only a $50 increase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the Xbox consoles are going up $100 for the 512 gig models and the $150 for the 1 terabyte models. And then apparently the 2 terabyte models are just, they completely got rid of that just due to memory shortages. So let's see, 512 is $499.99, and the 1 terabyte is $799.99.
For what?
The Xboxes.
Okay.
What are they called now? Series X.
Yeah, Series X.
I've always gotten lost with the Xbox nomenclature. Like,
I just
Xbox,
gave up.
What, Series X? There was a Series S at some point, but that was like a gen before, right?
No, that's the same gen.
That's still the same gen?
Yeah, but do they make
or
those
I think about, isn't there an Xbox One
There's
S?
an Xbox One, Xbox One S, and then an Xbox One X, and then an Xbox Series S, Series X. But I don't know if they make the Series S anymore. I don't know the last time I've seen a Series S even get advertised.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost in all the nomenclature.
Yeah, it's a mess. Man, I'm not gonna lie. All of this like everything going on makes the Switch 2 look so much more appealing. I think if I had to buy a console,
it'd be a Switch 2, right?
If I didn't have a PC and had to buy one console, it would be the Switch 2.
And again, just looking. Okay, the only thing. So, are you saying if you didn't have a PC, or if you had to buy a console?
Either. If I had a PC and I had to buy one console to go with it, it would be the Switch 2. But even if I didn't have a PC, I would still probably at this point in time buy the Switch 2.
So I think the only thing that really detracts from the Switch 2 for me personally is just the pricing of the games and the lack of sales, or specials, discounts. I mean, I'm sure they have it. I just don't think it's to the extent that PlayStation and, Steam has.
I'd be interested to look at this real quick on your iPad. They're running sales right now.
On Switch?
On the Switch eShop for like the summer sale. I think all the stores are doing their summer sales right now. So I'd be interested to see what their pricing is.
So let's see what we have.
Because, I do feel like Switch game pricing is kind of crazy. However, what's a recent like Sony release?
I mean, do you want to say like the Horizon series, the newest Horizon game?
I was actually going to say that. Okay, yeah, Horizon, what is it, Last Dawn or something?
Yeah.
Let's say the new Horizon game. Would you rather pay $40 for that on sale or $50 for Tears of the Kingdom on sale? Or for Donkey Kong Bonanza?
Well,
I mean, choose between, those two options. The Sony option. Because what I'm trying to get at, I still think Nintendo's slightly dropping like better standalone games to where it's a little bit more worth the money.
I didn't want to say it like this because I feel like I have lack of interest in both sides right there.
I mean, I do feel like every side is kind of being lackluster. However, I feel like most of the new like Sony big releases or just console big releases in general that aren't Switch, I look at them all as I'm just going to wait 4 months until it's $20.
So, like, I see Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. That's not the newest. Oh, Forbidden West.
Forbidden West, yeah.
That's what it is. Well, the Zero Dawn Remastered is $49.99 currently on PlayStation. Well,
on sale?
I don't even know if that's sale. But Forbidden West is also $49.99. And look, it just looks like that. It doesn't, like, have a cross out and a different price. So I wonder if that's like a, the base price. But
that's what I'm saying, man. I think you're getting a better game with Bonanza for $50.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see what's on sale on Switch right now. So, Breath of the Wild, $41.99.
Yeah, see, I'm taking that over.
Fire Emblem Three Houses, $41.99.
Taking that over Forbidden West.
You got third-party games like Dark Souls Remastered, $19.99.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for
a big one. Like third-party Switch does typically go on sale a lot more, though. I think it's mainly true. Nintendo's first party that seems to always have the really high prices.
I'm surprised that I'm not... Okay, I mean, here's a good one. Persona 3 Reload, the digital edition's $45.
On Switch?
On Switch 2, yeah.
Yeah, and it's probably close to that same price on Steam right now on sale.
Yeah.
I've never seen that game below like $35 on Steam.
The only thing is I'm not seeing like... I'm looking specifically for like Tears of the Kingdom. But I don't see...
I'd be interested to see what they're selling that for. That and Mario Kart World.
The sale doesn't seem that crazy, in my opinion, for first-party games here. I mean, I'll let you look at it and see if anything sticks out to you, but... I
mainly just want to search for those.
Oh, well. I think that's the summer sale page right there.
Oh, okay.
And if that's the case, then I still do think...
so that's only 80 games.
I still think that their sales still a little weak.
I agree. I do agree. Cyberpunk Ultimate Edition, $28.99.
I think
that's not a bad price.
That's a fair price.
Yeah, that's a very fair price. And I imagine it's comparable to...
And again, this is all assuming Switch 2 hardware.
And again, you're getting a portable version too, though.
That's true. So you got the portability. You have very, honestly, decent running games.
And just the best first party lineup. I mean,
yeah.
Lots of people will ended up with a Switch 1 for a specific Nintendo first party game alongside their main console. The point I'm getting at is that now they've kind of achieved where you don't have to view it as a second console. It is now the primary, because I mean, you can play Cyberpunk on it, you can play FF7 Remastered on it, you can play whatever other Witcher 3 on it.
Yeah.
And they actually run good now.
And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I still am very impressed by like just seeing how Requiem has played on it, how Final Fantasy has played on it. The Final Fantasy, was it Rebirth?
Remake.
Oh, remake, whatever.
Yeah.
There's too many words in those titles.
Yeah, too many R's.
I just know the newest one's called Revelation.
Yeah, dude, I think I may go ahead and get a Switch 2.
I do it quick, dude, because it's about to go up. Obviously,
yeah.
That's what my other buddy did. He went ahead and picked the Switch 2 up before the price hike.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, since we're already talking about high prices, what do you think about the GTA 6 pre-order pricing?
Okay, so I had an original guess that they would do one of two things, if not both. The first guess I had is that they would try to charge like a three-figure price for it, like $100 or $120 even almost.
Mm-hmm.
Then I heard that they were not going to have multiplayer whenever the game actually released initially. And that 120 price I had, 120 price, was with the concept of both of that. So then the second thing that I was guessing is that they would do a monthly thing. Monthly subscription, kind of like how MMOs are.
Yeah.
Because I feel like GTA 5 Online is essentially... I mean, it is an MMO. I mean, I would consider it a massively multiplayer online.
Yeah.
It's just not a RPG necessarily.
Type game,
but, and it's managed...
Well, you got RPGs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have RPs. Well, yeah. But, and I mean, they've managed to keep like such a massive player base over like the past 10 years just for multiplayer
insane.
alone. So from their perspective, it would make sense to charge it because every other MMO charges it. So I figured they were going to do one of those two things. So them announcing pre-orders for $80 just for single player makes sense to me. I do feel like it's going to be deceptive if they don't come out and explain that multiplayer will be a free add-on. Because I feel like a lot of people are going to go into it, buying it, thinking, oh, well, they're going to update the game I paid $80 for with multiplayer. I'm just not convinced of that.
Really?
If they do, then I think $80 is a great price, honestly. I mean, assuming that the game is good, obviously we don't know if the game's good or not, but I mean, just given, if they give it the GTA 5 treatment, like, if it was GTA 5 in modern day, it would be worth $80.
Yeah.
With multiplayer, absolutely. So,
but you're saying if they're not transparent about the multiplayer experience coming up?
Yeah, the biggest thing I'm concerned, and I have a feeling they're going to try to do, is charge $80, get everybody to buy it. It's going to be single player only. And then a year or so from now, whenever multiplayer is ready, they're going to say, hey, multiplayer is released. You have to have GTA online subscription, whatever, GTA Plus, $10, $15 a month subscription to play multiplayer. And a lot of people who bought GTA 6 when it comes out for $80, they probably won't know that that's going to happen.
Yeah. So my question for you is, are there games that already do that charge, like, aside from MMOs, that, that's to be expected?
That pay for multiplayer?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's usually just MMOs.
I will say, I do feel in a way it would be considered kind of scummy, because you think about the PlayStation, Xbox players, they're already paying for their online, play. Yeah. So on top of that, stacking another 10, 15 charges is just insane.
Well, I will say though, those consoles, MMOs, a lot of people do play MMOs on console now. Like Final Fantasy 14 actually has a pretty big player base on modern consoles.
Oh, okay, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
so there, at least if you're in the MMO realm, you're probably at least used to, you know, paying the monthly subscription. It probably wouldn't phase you as much for GTA.
Okay.
But for people who don't play MMOs, which, I mean, imagine how many... I mean, GTA 6 has such a wide kind of net,
Appeal
you know?
to everybody, yeah.
Appeal to where it even brings in a lot of people that aren't traditionally gamers in that sense. So them going out and paying $80 and then you tell them, hey, you have to pay $15 a month to now play multiplayer.
I'd rage, bro. If that was
That's
me,
what I'm
I would
saying.
rage.
I think, and again, as long as they just tell people before, well, I don't know. They've already started taking people's $80.
Yeah.
So I mean, they haven't addressed that.
Not to
as
mention
far as I know.
they have not. I don't believe.
They're just like, it's coming later.
Not to mention that the premium edition is $99.99. So imagine the people who spend that money also don't get access to like some type of multiplayer.
And I don't understand what the ultimate or premium edition comes with. To my understanding, it just comes with like, because apparently they do have a GTA Online subscription that just comes with like in-game currency and bonus stuff every month.
Mm-hmm.
And it just looks like it comes with that.
I know that there's some like Vice City content that comes with it.
But that comes with the pre-order in general.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about.
So that's what I'm saying. So what does the ultimate, the $100 edition come with over the $80 edition? Because
the $80 is the standard that comes with like nothing.
No, it comes with the Vice City.
It does come with the Vice City?
I'm almost positive, yeah. If you pre-order it. Again, if you
pre-order it. That's right.
It's a pre-order bonus.
Okay, let's see. Ultimate. Oh, you're right. Every pre-order includes the
So I guess technically I was right that there'd be $100.
Yeah. I have no idea what the Ultimate comes with then.
That's what I'm saying. I think it only comes with a month of that service that they sell for $20.
Hey, man, you get a digital art book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder.
But honestly, I don't know, dude. I expected this. Like, I expected an outrageous price for GTA 6. So as long as the game actually delivers, I think it's an okay price. I mean, I think GTA 5 was an experience that was worth a lot more than what they charged for it upon release, and especially what they charged for it by the time it was re-released on PS4, Xbox One, and you could get it for like $20. I think it's and it's worth it because, I mean, there's so many other developers charging the same prices as Grand Theft Auto and putting in a fifth or like 5% of the effort.
Yeah, that's true.
As they did with GTA 5 and Red Dead 2. So I'm not bothered by it.
I do want to say, this is just on my mind right now while we're talking about like a single player experience and still waiting on the multiplayer experience. I did see where I don't even know what the newest one is. The newest Call of Duty. Okay.
They're making Black Ops, I think.
I don't think it.
Or remaking it, but it hadn't came out.
I'm talking about the one that takes place in Korea. I just wanted to mention that because the whole like. Let's just cut this part. There's no content behind this. I just think it looks interesting.
I didn't even yawn because of that. I'm actually sleepy, but I thought that was funny because I genuinely didn't know they still made Call of Duty campaigns. I really thought they just made like...
Well, heck, I didn't even know that there was a Black Ops 7 that came out last year.
Yeah, so. Call of Duty is so completely off my radar. Like, I can't fathom somebody playing Call of Duty.
It's crazy that they still like make money off of it, but I think it's kind of what you're talking about. It seems like they're putting in 5% effort, but still raking in cash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't diss GTA 6 for charging $80 when they're still making Call of Duties for $70.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
So,
and I do want to say that, like, I mean, I haven't touched a Call of Duty game in like years.
I don't know who's playing it. Like, I feel like kids are playing like Fortnite and stuff like that.
That's true too. Like, there's a wider appeal for younger audiences. So,
like, who's still playing Call of Duty? That's probably gonna piss somebody off, but oh well.
How about that Star Fox? It dropped and we heard nothing about it.
Yeah, so Star Fox, is it just called? It's just called Star Fox. I think it's called.
I mean, considering it's a remake of the original.
Star Fox. Star Fox dropped. No one seems to care about it. Figures it got an 81 on Metacritic, which every Nintendo first party game is always like critic adjusted. I feel like it's always like 20 points inflated to what it should be. Because if it was any other publisher, it wouldn't be that. So just for comparison, Metroid Prime 4 also, I think, got around an 81, 82 on Metacritic within its first week of release.
Yeah.
I feel like it was also a very forgettable entry
Unfortunately.
to a beloved franchise.
Yeah.
So, yeah, ultimately, I think this was kind of a little bit of a dud. Because if it was good, we would be hearing about it, I feel like, if it exceeded expectations.
So the general reception I heard about it is that it's cool. It's cool to see a remake of, like, you know, I'm sure the series is really, like, dearly beloved to somebody, like, close to their heart. Kind of like Legend of Zelda is for us, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But it's basically a 90-minute to 3-hour game, depending on, like, what routes you take. And there's not a whole lot of added content on it to, you know, that would be for the price. I do know that people like the multiplayer, but it kind of gets old quickly.
Yeah.
So
it just doesn't feel like a full game experience. It feels like a $20 eShop release. You remember when they used to have, like, WiiWare and eShop releases? Yep. It kind of feels like Pokemon Rumble. Like, wasn't that a WiiWare?
Yeah, it was.
Release?
I will say I did like Rumble.
No, I'm not dissing that. I'm just saying,
but for the price point.
Imagine if they released Rumble as like a $60 major release,
right.
you know, for the Pokemon franchise. People would look at it differently, but because it was like a cheaper, you know, kind of WiiWare game, it was fine. And I feel like that's a little bit what they kind of positioned Star Fox to be, but just not the price. Because it wasn't at $50 or $60?
Something like that. It's
at least $50.
It's not a full price Nintendo game anymore.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, full price is like $80 now.
Yeah.
70, 80, but it's still up there. Way more than it probably should be.
Yeah, I just feel like, too, because Star Fox, the original two, Super Nintendo 64 one, I feel like have a little bit of an excuse to have their short length, and they also kind of the kind of goal was to kind of replay it in different routes.
Yeah,
that's how you kind of got more playtime out of it. But I mean, dude, we're in 2026. Like, they could have reworked how the game works to be able to include, you know, 10 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours worth of content without making you replay the same 2 hours worth of content.
And, you know, basically. I saw people on Reddit specifically, and maybe you know how Reddit is. There's just people, you know, have all kinds of opinions. People are saying that they wish that they would just take Star Fox and make it Star Fox. So, like, no boots on the ground, no nothing crazy outside of the actual flying and you know what makes Star Fox Star Fox.
Which that's what this game is, right?
Yeah, pretty much. But I think that's what makes it great. I think if this game would have elements from that and then from Star Fox Assault,
yeah,
I think that'd be so cool. And I feel like it'd be a way to, you know, reinvigorate the series without having to test the waters with this title, and then maybe if it sells well, we'll make another title.
Yeah, I think one thing Star Fox fans need to realize, because core Star Fox fans typically
want a purist experience.
They have a negative opinion of, obviously, Star Fox Adventures heavily, but even some of Star Fox Assault, and they do want it to be this just, you know, ship, rail, 3D rail shooter. But here's the thing we need to realize. In 2026, I just don't think that gameplay loop by itself sells like a full console experience to a wide audience. And if we want to get Star Fox out to a wide audience, I think we need to reinvent what Star Fox looks like. I think they, like you said, they need to have a hybrid of, you know, the purest R-Wing gameplay as well as something new to add to it to kind of draw people in to play it, to make it a 20-hour experience. Because imagine if it was Star Fox, this exact game, just the R-Wing fighting stages, but 20 hours worth of stages. You would never like end up beating it. I mean, that'd be a snooze fest after like 5 hours, because there's just not enough invigorating content for 20 hours.
And I use this comparison a lot. It's again, it's like the Resident Evil 4 treatment. You know, the kind of tank controls, because Resident Evil 4 was technically tank control still. Yeah. It just wasn't the fixed angles. Obviously, that's kind of dated. It still holds up today, but it's for people who want to play it like that.
It holds up for us, though, because we grew up with it.
You're right.
But
you're
like,
right. Not for everybody.
Look at James, for example, who didn't play, you know, Ocarina of Time or Resident Evil 4.
Who couldn't play it like that.
He hates the controls. Yeah, he absolutely hates the controls of those games because he didn't play it back when it came out.
Yeah.
So imagine like the 18 to 22 22-year-olds right now.
Yeah.
There's no shot they're getting with tank controls.
So what I'm saying based on that is I feel like they could have definitely come more away from the rail shooter mechanics of Star Fox.
I agree.
That I'm not asking for like open space or not like open world levels of open space, but like
open world Star Fox sounds awesome.
It would be cool. It would be very
awesome.
cool. And again, it's wishful thinking. I know that maybe they were trying to do a remake that felt true to it, but I feel like when a game is remade, as long as you keep the aspects that make it Star Fox.
Yeah. Well, I guess it also shouldn't have been a remake. I think it's the bigger point too, that because we've already this is technically I think the 5th remake of Star Fox 64 that we've gotten.
Yeah,
and Star Fox 64 is inherently a remake of the Super Nintendo.
We talked about that last episode.
It's like, I think that's part of the problem too. Is it shouldn't have even been a remake. It should have been a new Star Fox entry.
Yeah.
They should not have branded or focused on it being a 64 remake.
Yeah.
Overall, just a disappointment, man. It kind of sucks to see that. I feel like I've realized I use the word phoning it in a lot on here.
But it's kind of accurate.
It's accurate. Everybody just phones it in, man.
But that's to conclude this part by saying, if it did do well enough to get us a sequel, I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah.
Less rail shooter, more mechanics that make it feel more modern, but still Star Fox.
Yeah. And hopefully people like core fans won't be as upset because they would have already gotten their core Star Fox experience with this game.
Yep.
Because I feel like, isn't it Mario Party that had Super Mario Party and then also Mario Party Jamboree like a year later? Jamboree's a lot more of a purist experience because I want to say it's basically like the levels from 1 through 6. And then Super Mario Party is entirely like Joy-Con motion controls. Like you have to play it with a Joy-Con.
Yeah.
It's a lot more of a more party-esque younger people experience, and then Jamboree appeals to the core Mario Party fans.
Yeah.
But since there's both of them now, I feel like they're both okay,
Yeah.
These people hate this one, these people hate this one, it's fine, but they each have their own games. So
it does feel like the more Joy-Con heavy one kind of definitely feels a whole lot more WarioWare-ish.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're going for, because I feel like a lot of people would like WarioWare if they gave it a chance, but I don't think people do. Does that make sense?
I love WarioWare.
But I feel like it's looked less upon, than Mario Party.
Yeah. Or even I feel like games like Rhythm Heaven that aren't like obviously as huge as Mario Party still are a lot bigger than WarioWare. And I think WarioWare is such a I like it better than Rhythm Heaven.
Yeah.
I really wish they would do more with WarioWare releases.
So I'm cool with moving on to talking about the Sea of Thieves movie. I do want to say that. So we do know that there will be an official live action movie, right, of Sea of Thieves. Well, you didn't know about that before that. You told me that. You didn't know about that before.
I have no idea about any of this. I don't know what there is to make about.
So
that sounds so lame. I'm gonna be honest.
I was just doing some reading on it, and I'm starting to kind of get behind it a little more the more reading I do. It's part of a push from Microsoft, I guess, to push more of their IPs. So, we had the Minecraft movie that was pretty heavily pushed. There will be a Gears of War live action movie and animated series.
That sounds so cringe.
Okay, I mean, don't
to me. Not the animated. Well, live action. Imagine a live action Gears of War movie.
Okay. Here's what I imagine.
Imagine The Rock and the big like Gears of War.
I imagine 2010 Transformers Michael Bay, but I think that's kind of cool.
But that's the thing, though, is since it's a video game adaptation and it's Microsoft, it's not going to be to that level of quality.
Yeah, Minecraft movie was nice. And then
I'm gonna let you run this because I'm gonna be pessimistic about all of it, to be honest.
And then they're also planning on doing a Wolfenstein live action. What do you feel about that TV series?
That actually sounds like it'd be really good. Funny enough, because again, I mean that actually has, I feel, a lot of significant like plot and backstory. Obviously, because it's just, I mean, dude, if they just make a Nazi show and call it Wolfenstein,
yeah,
and just name some characters after them,
I think just the name Wolfenstein alone would make me watch it.
Honestly, yeah, I think people wouldn't associate it with a video game because a lot of people wouldn't know that it's a video game franchise.
Yeah. So, getting back to Sea of Thieves, I will say, so it looks like the creative approach they're going with is they want to capture that same chaotic social, crew sim that you feel in the game versus having like a really heavy plot.
Is it going to be a comedy?
I have no idea. I don't know, dude. I mean, hold on. Look at. Okay, this this isn't official, but look at.
Yeah, Jack Black's going to be in it. They're going to cast Jack Black in the Sea of Thieves.
He's going to be one of the pirates. He could be like, chicken jockey.
They're like, this worked in this movie. We're going to use it in this movie.
I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say on it. I will say, I hope it's not taken too seriously.
No, I just feel like there's such a list of things we could have got a movie out of before Sea of fucking Thieves, bro. Like, anything.
Oh, man. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see. When do they... Okay, it's in active development. I don't think they have like I don't see a tentative release date or anything, but... the top question is Johnny Depp and Sea of Thieves. Hey, that'd be cool. Yeah, I don't got much more on that.
Yeah, what a snooze fest. hey, you're excited about it though, so I'm happy. I'm happy for you.
I won't say excited. I do say that I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued.
I'm absolutely
just
not.
like I was intrigued about the Minecraft movie, and just like I was intrigued about.
I'm not gonna lie. I had extremely low expectations for the Minecraft movie, and I never saw it. But it obviously did really well. I think it kind of, at the beginning, became a meme, and that's kind of what drove a lot of its popularity. But I feel like people ended up liking it. Like, I feel like kids especially, because obviously it's a kids movie. That was my biggest thing, is I didn't know how well Minecraft would appeal to like 12-year-olds whenever we're the ones who grew up with Minecraft ultimately.
Yeah.
I feel like a Roblox movie would absolutely do crazy to all the 12-year-olds now.
It happens in phases, I think. I think Minecraft will make yet another comeback eventually with the kids. And then Roblox will come back and make a, hit with the kids. I had this listed because I thought it was more recent, but it looks like the teaser trailer came out last year. But it's something that Kojima's working on, right? It's called OD. It was originally teased as Overdose. I thought it was a movie, but apparently it's going to be a horror video game. Do you remember when they had the demo for PT out?
Yeah.
I think it's like a spiritually related to that.
Mm-hmm.
But it actually has Jordan Peele working on it as well. And again, this is another one of those Xbox Game Studios.
Yeah, so overrated game developer paired with overrated movie director.
Man, I love Kojima. I love the stuff he does.
No, I love both of them too. But both of them in their own respective fields are always like, anything they touch, people praise it as gold. Yeah. But again, I mean, they both have amazing track records.
Yeah.
I think dropping garbage.
Yeah.
So.
I think for me and Kojima, it's just, he is so unabashedly like, you can tell when you're playing a Kojima game.
Yeah. Have you played a Metal Gear Solid game?
Yeah.
Which one?
5. The one he worked on half of it,
Okay.
Death Stranding.
You played Death Stranding?
Yeah, the first one.
I've never played Death Stranding. 1 or 2.
It's very
it's one of the games.
It's a game.
The whole time.
Hey, but I'm telling you. You know what also is that a Kojima game?
What?
Before I say it. It's just, it feels like it should be.
I only know the Metal Gear series and Death Stranding.
I was thinking about Pragmata.
No, it's Capcom.
That's Capcom. Yeah, I see it.
But it does give off.
It feels like it'd be a game that
by
Kojima.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I didn't know they had a 10 out of 10 on Steam.
I'm just gonna be honest, dude. Kojima is so overly glazed in the gaming industry. But I'm happy he's working on stuff. I mean,
yeah.
So
let's see.
What does it have to do with Xbox? Is it funded?
Well, yeah, Xbox Game Studios and Jordan Peele are working with him on this game. Apparently.
Okay, interesting.
I don't know how much info there is out about it. I didn't see a whole lot, but there must be more out there considering the teaser was released last year, September. So, interested. We'll keep our eyes on that. Cyberpunk Edge Runners Season 2. Did you watch the first season? Obviously, it takes place in the Cyberpunk universe. Kind of separate from the game series. There's references in the game that they added in later in an update and DLC where you kind of see, I won't say outcomes, but you see references to the first season. The second season is also going to be its own isolated story, but just still taking place in, what's it called, Night City.
Dude, I played like 4 hours of Cyberpunk. I know nothing about Cyberpunk, honestly.
It looks interesting. It looks like if it has the same impact that the first season did, it'll be great.
Yeah.
I could cry thinking about the ending of the first season.
Go ahead and spoil it on camera.
Nah.
Okay, you got something to address about some comments that were left?
Towards you? I don't want to address it. It's fine.
You don't want to address it?
It's fine.
I want to say you called somebody
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't mean to call y'all incels. I didn't mean it. It just came out in the heat of the moment.
I don't know. Some people are passionate about it in
the. You know what? But I'm glad there's a dialogue being had because I think I still stand on it. I think it shouldn't be as big of a deal as it is with people, worried about having a female protagonist in God of War Laufey. But let's not rehash it and let's not make it a short again.
I'm gonna rehash it and make it a short again. Okay, let's do. So I did think it was interesting that they did report that sales for the PlayStation and Xbox consoles are kind of tanking because of this recent price stuff. Because I feel like that's one thing we've been kind of in this like
pocket of
inflation bubble everybody's been talking about for the past 5 years, and everybody kind of like if you go on TikTok, everybody Gen Z our age range is like everything's unaffordable. We can't afford anything, but you always see people with,
owning the stuff,
PS5s, and fancy consoles and fancy tech, and everything. More than I felt like you saw whenever we were growing up. Even, like I can't even imagine having $1,000 like game console growing up. Like that's just unfathomable to me. So it is interesting to see that it is actually having an effect, and so it kind of makes it interesting to see like where that's gonna progress.
I feel like history has a habit of repeating itself. I feel like it's very cyclical. If you think about the first personal computers that came out and some of the first consoles and how crazily priced they were for their generation of time, I feel like we're back in that generation of time. So I do feel like we will eventually see prices come back down, hopefully. It might take a depression, it might take a war, but I feel like we'll see it come down. And I'm not saying it's justified. I'm not saying I want us to get involved in another war or another depression or something, but I think it's just par for the course.
And it's probably a quality going down, price going up thing too. It's a lot easier for people to not even have the desire to go spend their $80 on a game. But
and I think we've been in that, had that feeling for a while now, because I mean, I said it before and I'll say it again, I probably wouldn't spend, there are very few games I would spend that much money on.
Dude, whenever I go to like look at the Steam sales, I go in it with the perspective of I need to find something to buy. Versus like, okay, I need to limit myself on not buying I'm always like, okay, I've already played that, I already own that, I already played that, I already own that. There's never like a ton of new interesting stuff that kind of grabs my interest, at least mainstream wise. I feel like RPGs have like so carried. I feel like certain genres have been carrying gaming for a little while. Indie is one of them. RPGs are one of them. JRPGs.
I just feel like they don't get old. Like you would think the whole turn-based, system would get old, but
I feel like they all do it in a very different way.
That's true.
It's always a different kind of art style, story, even how the combat works to begin with is usually different. So they all kind of stand apart. So 50 hours in one of them doesn't feel like 50 hours in a different one. I mean, like look at Final Fantasy VII. It's not even turn-based anymore. I mean, it's borderline action. But
I will say I guess I could mention it now that we're kind of naturally going in this direction. But I started playing. I never played Dragon's Dogma: Dark Arisen, so I went back and played it just because it's in my family share, and I'm kind of impressed with how. I mean, I've always heard it was a good game, good action RPG, but I'm having a lot of fun with it, more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of games nowadays, it's hard for me to sit down and lock in, but that makes you want to sit down and lock in,
Yeah, I feel like most games you start and then abandon after a few hours, because I always see you hopping around on between different games.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you never went back and finished these games.
Yeah, but this one has my attention now for hopefully a couple months.
What's funny about that game is that on my Steam wish list, I have it automatically sorted by price or sale, like biggest sale to lowest. So like anytime I go to my Steam wish list, it's automatically sorted by whatever's on sale for the biggest discount.
Yeah.
And like every single time I ever check it throughout the year, Dragon's Dogma is always at the top with like 95% off. That game is like permanently on sale for like $3.
Yeah.
But I've always heard it was a great game. I've meant to pick it up and try it, but
yeah, I mean, you could definitely tell it's a product of its time, because I think it was mid 2010s when it came out, so that's still like the 360 PS3 era, right?
Yeah. That was like probably early 2000s or 2010s. I mean,
okay. I always get confused nowadays between like the PS3, PS4 era.
Yeah.
Just because I think it was so closely related. And maybe because we were so young.
It's interesting because, and maybe it is just I don't think it's an our perspective thing. I feel like because that's the 7th generation, right? It's the 360, PS3, and Wii. That's the 7th. Yeah, it's the 7th generation. I feel like the 7th generation almost has like two parts of it. Like I feel like because the 360, I want to say, came out in 2006. I feel like 2006 to 2010 360 versus 2010 to 2014.
Yeah. 360
was like two entirely different things.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the menu, like Xbox Live, was like largely enhanced between those two times. The PS3, I mean, clearly had, like a redesign, a price difference. I feel like they were like changing a lot of stuff during that generation, to where in my mind I always like have two different versions of the 7th gen.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I can see where specifically thinking between PS3, PS4, and even PS5, how just the layouts of the menu, it seemed like we had a drastic change from PS3 to PS4, and then from PS4 to PS5.
It's all it's exactly the same basically. Yeah. Because like I remember we got a 360 when it came out, around basically when it launched, and we had it for about a year. So this would have been like 2006, 2007, and then it got Red Ring of Death. We got rid of it, and it wasn't until 2013 or 2012, 2013 that I got an Xbox 360 again. And like,
and the menu was probably
I mean, it felt like two separate consoles, because it was entirely redesigned. It didn't have the red ring anymore. The controller was designed differently. The menu was just unrecognizable. How much there was on Xbox Live and the store and everything, all of that was evolved from its inception. I mean, it really does feel like two separate consoles in the same generation. It's crazy to think about.
It's very consumerist to me, but I do think it was so cool how they had the Microsoft points, and that's how you'd buy stuff in the store.
Yeah, dude, I miss Wii Shop points.
Oh yeah.
I don't like that the eShop has a $1 number. I miss when I would go to the store and have to convert. Well, I think it was like 100 points for $1, so it was easy to convert. But yeah, you would go and buy like 2,000 Wii Shop points instead of $20.
I'm sure the reason they did it now is because you'd probably have to buy like 60,000 worth of points just to...
It's also confusing. A little bit. One thing that's interesting, I was about to say something and I completely forgot what it was. Oh no, I was gonna say, did you ever do or have, it was like Club Nintendo? As when you were younger, basically like when you bought a game, it would have this like insert in it, a Nintendo game, and if you redeemed the code, you would get Club Nintendo points, and you could get yearly rewards using those Club Nintendo points.
I will say not me, but my dad, and my dad still uses Club Nintendo.
So it's still a thing. That's what I was gonna ask. I didn't know it was
still a thing. I mean, unless it's changed in the last 2 or 3 years, but because I can remember him mentioning something and because he ordered he got to use some of those points to order one of those N64 Switch controllers. So.
Okay.
So yeah, no, it's definitely.
I'm guessing
still a
they
thing.
give it to you whenever you buy stuff on the eShop.
I
That's
would-
how they
I
sync
would-
it. Because
I
I
would
know like
assume
it doesn't
so.
come with codes anymore. I don't think.
Yeah, considering like physical copies are very.
Well, they're
Far and
empty.
few.
I think the Switch cases are just there's nothing inside of them, like a manual or
Are
anything.
they really? Dang, that's sad.
Yeah, it's literally just the case. Open it, cartridge. There's nothing else in it.
I miss little booklets. I used to, whenever I'd get a new game, I'd used to open up immediately, read the booklet on the way
In the
back
car?
home.
Yeah. Yeah, every kid did.
Yeah.
Classic.
Oh man. I don't even know if we should talk all that much about PS6 since we don't really have any.
Yeah, well, we already talked about the price thing. That was the only thing I wanted to mention. Is just the rumors of of the price.
Something about esports.
Oh yeah, I did want to bring up one thing I think is kind of interesting, and it could be because we're not in this scene. Maybe we just don't notice it as much. But I feel like a decade ago, like, do you remember when Smash 4 and Smash Ultimate were coming out? And esports kind of felt like a really big thing. Like Smash, Melee, and 4 and Ultimate were really huge scenes.
Bro, we had people in our school competing in tournaments like that.
Well, yeah,
like
honestly,
for money.
yeah. I mean, even at college,
Yeah.
I feel like there was, but you had that, and then you also had the like CS:GO. I want to say around that same time.
Yep.
CS:GO esports was like Cloud9. You would hear about all those teams, I feel like esports is not like
as big
trendy,
right now.
popular anymore, and I'm wondering if it's because there hasn't been a standout game to release to kind of like spark that competitive nature. Because like obviously, like if you're into Street Fighter esports, you're probably still into Street Fighter esports. You're gonna buy the new Street Fighter, play it competitively, da. But I'm talking about I felt like Smash competitive scene and like CS:GO competitive scene drew in people that weren't like competitive fans of those games. Like I'm not a competitive Smash fan, like player or anything at all, but I knew about like all the big, like the best Smash, esports players like, Mango and Leffen and Mewtwo King and all the people that ended up touching kids probably.
Let's up those numbers.
Let's up those numbers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Just something I randomly kind of thought about that.
It's because they haven't gotten on the Star Fox multiplayer competitive scene yet.
True.
Oh, that's what it is. I feel like we would definitely see a resurgence.
Fortnite was the last one. Fortnite was the last thing that I felt like had a kind of a competitive scene because Ninja was obviously getting a large fan base from being good at the game. I think that was the last time we saw like a kind of mainstream attention into the competitive scene.
I feel like for most of those games, you tend to see a resurgence whenever you get a new entry. So I feel like when we get a new Smash, we'll probably see.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like not having as huge a presence anymore, I can totally see that because I don't hear much about it anymore. I feel like I used to hear about it a lot.
Yeah.
Or Rocket League even.
Yeah.
That used to be really big, but I don't think I've really heard too much about it anymore.
Yeah, I guess. Well, and again, it's probably still kind of big, but there's just nothing new.
Yeah.
There's not like a new game out in recent years that like everybody's into like competitively. Like we know who the best players are, even if you're not into the game, because everybody knew who Ninja was.
Yeah.
Even if they don't play Fortnite.
Yeah.
So.
Do you feel like there was a small resurgence when CS:GO went and became CS2, or no, not really?
No.
I
feel like everybody, in my opinion, everybody looks at that as the exact same game.
Yeah.
I feel like CS2
it
is just an
basically
update.
is.
Yeah, I mean, I still call it CS:GO to this day.
It's easier to say CS:GO than CS2.
Yeah, like saying CS2 just feels weird. It don't feel like a new game. So, it's kind of interesting.
It'd be cool if we could see some new entries fill that competitive. I like a whole new IP. I feel like they've tried that with man, what was that game? I can't even remember. It was so like not important. It was the game at the Game Awards, the last thing that they featured. And everybody's like, "Why are you guys featuring this?" And then it's already been canceled. It's already been canned.
Jesus. At this Game Awards, like
the most recent Game Awards.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
You say a few weeks ago? It's months, brother.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the showcase.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
Game Awards.
for some reason I was thinking showcase. I was like, man, to get canceled this quickly is
here. I'll tell you what it was called. High Guard.
High Guard. Okay.
It was a hero shooter. I'm curious to see when it got.
And I feel like there's been really popular and good multiplayer games coming out in recent years, kind of. It's just they're more, I think, casual appealing. I don't think any of them have like a super competitive. I feel like Marvel Rivals is probably the closest thing.
That's true, but even then, I haven't heard of big competitive things there.
No, but there probably is a large fan base in that game that also takes it kind of seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, we know a few. So
I found it real quick right here. So it was shown on the Game Awards. Last thing shown, everybody was disappointed because we were expecting something big. You know, typically they save that last spot for something huge.
Yeah.
Instead, we got a hero shooter. It debuted.
I remember this now. Yeah.
It debuted at the beginning of January, and then the server shut down March 12th.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, so it released.
Yeah. It released January.
Was it free?
Yeah, it's free to play.
Okay,
it was free to play.
so they didn't sell it and then shut it down. Okay.
No. Yeah, it's crazy. I think it shows that besides Marvel Rivals, which I think has the appeal of Marvel.
Yeah.
I think hero shooters are kind of, you have to already be in, like with Overwatch, or do something that's very well known.
Yeah, even Overwatch is a 2016 game. League of Legends is still very popular, but I mean that's like a early 2010s game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the esports like scene that we do have is 10-plus-year-old games.
Yeah.
Or just new entries in a franchise that hasn't really changed much, because I don't think Street Fighter 6 is that much different than 5, and which isn't that much different than 4.
It'd be cool to see something that reinvigorates it. Like I mentioned Rocket League earlier. I think that was a unique take on competitive gaming. Yeah. If we could have something similar to that. And I'm not saying,
a new
sports
idea.
themed, but it's a new idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So
you want to do the outro this time?
I'll do the outro. Yeah, I don't feel like we talked about that many standout topics, mainly just addressing the Steam stuff, and just price hikes. I feel like price hikes is going to be something that
we'll be talking about in the next episode too.
Yeah, it's in the news every 2 weeks, but let us know what you think about the Steam machine. I feel like that's the biggest thing that kind of got brought up. Let us know what you think about the Steam machine, the pricing of it. Are you going to buy one? Would you buy one over the consoles? Would it replace your PC? Let us know kind of how y'all are filling that out.